if you're driven with purpose, with impact, you're driven to build a business that helps tons of people and also helps you and your family, but you've hit a wall. There's like a ceiling over you and you don't know how to break through. It's more than likely something going on, not out there, but actually it's in here. And I'm about to talk about it in this video. Hi, if you're new to me, my name is Alex Navas. I'm the founder of Fampreneur, where we help you build a thriving business around your ideal family life. So that way you can build a business, make money, have an impact, and never have to sacrifice your loved ones. And in this video, what I'm going to share with you is what gets people stuck from actually building that business, the business that makes the impact, that makes the money, allows you to have that free time. And as I mentioned, it's not something externally. It's not something out there. It's not what's happening in culture. It's not what's happening in politics. It's not what's happening out there in the world. It's actually happening here in this world. And it's important that you address it. And first of all, you become aware and then you address it and then you break free from it. Because until you do, there's always going to be a wall. There's always going to be a ceiling that you keep hitting. And there's a reason why. Now, let me dive in and tell you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about forgiving yourself for the errors and mistakes that you've made. Now, you might have heard that and, well, Alex, I what do I have to forgive myself? What is it that I'm carrying this unforgiveness with myself? Like, what is that all about? But let me tell you, you're probably quick to forgive other people. Like if they wrong you, if they made a mistake, you're like, okay, cool. Hey, let's learn from it. Hey, here's a better way. You're probably very graceful with them. They come to you, they tell you that it didn't quite go as planned, maybe they didn't meet a deadline, and you address it, which it needs to be addressed as a business owner, right? As a leader, you need to address those things. But then quickly you help them get over it. You forgive them, give them either give them another chance, or if they've had too many chances and keep dropping the ball, you might just have that conversation and then let them go on their way, and then you go on your way, right? That's that's one way to go. And so we do this with other people, and we don't have a problem doing that. And in fact, we, met many of us, probably if you're watching my videos here, many of us, we have that grace, we have love for people. Like we really want to encourage and build people up, whether we continue working with them or not. Like that's what our attitude is we're doing what we do to build people up. But strangely, here's the problem for us as the entrepreneur, as the person really looking to scale their business. We don't have that same attitude for ourselves. And I this actually came up in a conversation with my son. My son and I share these stories because after all, we're building this brand called Fampreneur, and it's for your family, but it's for your business and it's for you, right? So a lot of the lessons that I learn are actually things that happen in my family. And so today, this afternoon, I had a conversation with my son. He's helping me with some of the videos. In fact, if you're watching this video, he probably had his hand on it, editing it and cleaning it up for me and getting it ready for you to watch it here right now. So we had a conversation and he said this: I'm a little disappointed in you. For some of you, you're like, wait, hold up. Your kid is telling you that? And actually, my son and I were kind of laughing about it because that's usually what the parents will say to the child. But we've established in our relationship, yes, I'm the father, he's my son. I'm the parent, he's a child. So that's very much intact, right? However, we've created an open door where we get to have these conversations that are built on love and respect and a mutual understanding that we have these conversations to build each other up. So that's the context of this conversation. So my son tells me, I'm really disappointed. You told me you were going to record a video and you told me that you were going to have it for me yesterday. The yesterday came and went and you didn't give me the video. And so he's telling me today, and I'm a day late. I missed the deadline that I told him. And so now he's holding me accountable to that. And he's like, I'm not talking about your character because I know that's important to you for you to be a person of your word, that if you say something, you're going to follow through. But in this example, you didn't follow. And when I heard that, I actually heard that and really received the message. I was like, you know what? That's very true. I didn't. And it's really important for me to follow through, but sometimes I don't. And the tendency was this, is like, man, here I go again. I set a deadline and then I missed it. And this is why I don't set deadlines. I'm starting to think to myself, and what I go to is not forgiveness. Like, all right, cool, learn from it and grow and build up and do different, right? That's the ideal scenario. But instead, the natural thing that was happening in me was actually going back to other times that I missed a deadline, other times that I had made a commitment and I didn't follow through. Now, I would say the vast majority of things, the vast majority of opportunities that I create a deadline or I give my word, I do follow through. But there are times that I don't and I haven't. And I got to be honest with you. And I had to be honest with my son and honest with myself that that happened, which led to this video. Because if I don't forgive, just like my son forgive me, he's like, "Hey, no problem. Let's get it right. I appreciate you being open to hearing this." And he's like, "I forgive you because I apologize." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I know you're waiting on me and I didn't communicate and I didn't get it to you. That's on me. I apologize. I'm sorry." So he forgave me. Cool. He was ready to move on. But then when I was thinking about myself and my behavior in this, I was, why do I not move on sometimes? Why do I hold on to the mistakes? Why do I hold on to the times that I dropped the ball? Why do I hold on? And not only do I hold on to that moment, I start pulling the textbooks, the history books of the life of Alex. And I'm like, wait, I didn't do it here either, or here either, or here either, and here either. And that's what the problem becomes, is because you have these great thoughts, these great strategies, you have these great goals, this incredible vision that you want to move towards. But if you keep holding on to the mistakes, the baggage and burden of the past, how can we even move on? Because we're carrying a weight that wasn't meant to be carried anymore. And that's an important lesson. And so when I coach individuals, they often tell me, well, I don't want to put this new program out because the last time I tried to create a new program and nobody bought. And I'm like, well, this isn't last time. This is this time. You know different things now. You're more prepared this time. You could think about it clearly this time where you had limited information back then. Have you not learned some lessons? Have you not gotten better? Have you not increased? Have you not learned from that experience, which is what I shared in another video that I'm going to drop in the comments. But we use those mistakes to catapult the growth that we're going to achieve. But if we're holding on too strongly to those mistakes, to those things where we fell through, we start creating an identity around that. And then you're afraid to set goals. Because what you remember is not the times that you actually accomplished goals. You actually remember the times that you didn't. And you start taking the past and bringing it, digging it back up and bringing it to the present. Acting as if that's the only option here and now, only because it's what you've done before. That's holding us back. That puts a ceiling. For some of you, it's a matter of how you price. You might say, well, I remember selling this offer for $500 and now, Alex, you're asking me to now offer something for $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, Alex? How can I do that? Because last time before I was at 500 and I offered it for 700 and people weren't buying. So why would they buy at 3,000, 5,000, $10,000? And then I asked the question, well, how many people even knew that you were offering it for 700? Well, two people. So you're basing all of that experience on just a handful of times people said no. That shouldn't have a bearing on now. And if we think of past behavior, well, we have tremendous evidence that we follow through. We have tremendous evidence that we will actually go and do and execute. But we hold on to the few times in the grand scheme of things. Maybe it's dozens of times, right? Doesn't seem few. But if you have hundreds and thousands of times that you did follow through, dozens of times is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. And if you don't let go and forgive yourself from those experiences, like I messed up, I didn't follow through, I didn't send you the video, I'm sorry, and then come back to me, have that internal conversation and say, you know what? I apologize to me because I was out of integrity with myself. Because I said I was going to do something and that's important to me and I failed. But it's just a moment. I forgive myself. That is not me. That was just something that I did, it's not who I am. And if we forgive ourselves and we let go of the past, we let go of the burden, we let go of the weight of the times that we were not doing what we know ourselves to do, then we're liberated to go and do a new thing because we don't have that baggage anymore. Just imagine this. If you're jogging on the treadmill, whatever your speed is, you're pretty much flowing, right? Whatever your speed is, it could be 1.2 or it could be 3. The setting on 3, it doesn't matter, right? But if you're jogging, you got a certain pace you're going to run at. Now put on a backpack full of stones and rocks and try to keep up with that pace. You can't. Now tie yourself to the wall and you're not really going to move very much. And then you're going to start tripping over yourself. Why? Because you're attached to things of the past, to things that are going to hold you back. And what I'm challenging you to do in this video is I'm challenging you to, number one, is assess where are areas in your life that you've not forgiven yourself of. And secondly, if you did forgive yourself, how do you change now? How do you do different now? And what do you say to yourself so that you create a new reality for you? Because the way it's been doesn't have to be the way that it is. And so for me, I'm recording this video here, and I could have taken that awareness of, I didn't follow through yesterday, and be like, you know what? Forget this. Here I go again. I failed. I let him down. I'm not going to get this right. Or I can learn the lesson. I can hold myself accountable. I can go back to my word and say, you know what? Yes, I failed yesterday, but I'll have a video to today. And then I want to go ahead and honor my word. Why? Because that's so much more important than the time that I. So forgive yourself, become aware, notice what in the past is holding you back. Because when we cut those cords of the past, when we cut those cords of guilt and shame and 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 uh, and just overall a negative emotion because of the times that we didn't follow through, the times that we were operating as less than our identity, when we cut ourselves loose from the judgment and the criticism that tear us down instead of build us up, now we're in a place where we could get back to a good pace. Now we could run fast. We could run swiftly. We could take action. We could execute. We can get it done. We could break ceilings. We could break through walls because we don't have the baggage holding us back anymore. So I know this video is a little bit different. I like talking about business and how to market yourself and how to use your words to create a world for people that have hope and a greater opportunity that you give them. So I usually talk about that stuff. I might talk about marketing, and I might talk about, how to price yourself and position yourself and what you do, because I believe that you have this amazing gift. But once in a while, I got to address the inner game. I got to address what's holding you back here, what's holding you back here. And if you're a person of faith, what's holding you back here? Because here's a word the Bible talks about, whether you listen to the Bible or not, there's wisdom in it. But here's what it says. There is no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. No condemnation. So if you believe that, God is not condemning you. This video is about you not condemning you. Because if the creator of the universe said, I will not condemn you, I think our own condemnation is very much unnecessary. When we shut it down, when we quiet the voice, when we no longer give in to that condemnation, we are free to flow and we are free to go. So I hope this video is helpful for you. Check out my other videos. I talk about the inner game and the outer game of winning in business and life and your family. So I'd love to connect with you. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, right now is a good opportunity to subscribe to this channel. I just started posting videos not too long ago, but I commit to you, and I'm willing to back this up. I commit to you pouring everything out. I have 25 years of experience having multiple different businesses, a mortgage company, a training company, a marketing agency, a coaching company, a products-based business. And I want to pour it all out on this channel. So make sure you subscribe and share this video with somebody that's going through some stuff that's causing them to condemn themselves. And that way they can't break through and they can get past the ceiling on themselves. But when you change the way you see yourself, you change the way you look at your performance, suddenly those limitations fall off. They no longer have to hold us back. So thanks for checking this out. Make sure you connect with me at fanpreneur.com or on social media, Instagram or on Facebook or all the other platforms. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you soon.